With the GoCurrency.com sports ticker, I'm Tim Mulhaupt on the Huskers Radio Network. Happy Monday, Huskers fans. Nebraska football met with the media this morning. Offensive coordinator Mark Whipple discussed the leadership he's seeing from his offensive players.
Well, I think, Marcus came in this summer, Marcus Washington. He's done a really good job. And I think Casey's really, know him, obviously played with him. It had a lot to do with him coming here. So I think he spent time with him. As I said, Travis has done a good job with the tight ends. All the receivers, the quarterbacks have worked with. I think Ramir's done a good job with the young running backs and that way. Gabe, and with Emmett and AJ have shown flashes. So I just think the leadership part and the guys have been really positive, and it leads to having a good offense.
And over to Nebraska Volleyball, where the Huskers were picked second in the Big Ten's preseason poll, behind Wisconsin, the defending national champions. However, the Huskers did get 3 players named to the preseason All-Big Ten first team. That would be Caitlin Horde, Maddie Kubik, and Lexi Rodriguez. They were all unanimously voted to the 15-player conference first team. Over to pro sports in the major leagues tonight. It is a night before the trade deadline, and there have been plenty of trades already today before we get to the scores going on right now. Of the trades that have already been made today, the Padres acquired star closer from the Milwaukee Brewers, Josh Hader, and they gave back Taylor Rogers, a good closer and reliever in his own right, in addition to a few prospects. The Yankees were busy. They added starting pitcher Frankie Montas from the A's, along with reliever Lou Trevino, and then that was in return for a collection of prospects. They also added Cubs reliever Scott Effross. The Astros traded for the Orioles first baseman and outfielder Trey Mancini, who was the 2021 AL Comeback Player of the Year. After beating cancer to return to baseball, the Astros then later dealt for Red Sox catcher Christian Vasquez. The Reds then traded Tommy Pham to the Red Sox. That's an outfielder to give the Red Sox some depth there. And in non-trade news, the Braves gave third baseman Austin Riley a 10-year, $212 million contract extension. Some scores in the bigs. Right now, just 2 games in action. 2-0, the Reds, who've been busy today, up on the Marlins in the midway through the second. At the top of the first, this game just underway, the Mets and the Nationals meet. Keep an eye on the Nationals. Juan Soto, rumors continue to swirl. He might be pulled from that game sometime tonight if a trade is agreed to. Later tonight, actually in just a few moments, we'll see the Mariners take on the Yankees. Then at 6:10, the Diamondbacks meet the Guardians. At 6:40, the Tigers will play the Twins. The Red Sox meet the Astros. We saw those teams trade a couple players earlier. They play at 7:05 will be the Orioles and Rangers. At 7:10, the Royals meet the White Sox. And at 8:40, the Rockies take on the Padres. And out west, it will be the Dodgers taking on the Giants in San Francisco. And in the NFL today, a third-party arbitrator, Judge Sue Robinson, ruled that Deshaun Watson should have a 6-game suspension this season in the NFL after he was accused in 24 civil lawsuits of sexual misconduct. The NFL has 3 days to decide to appeal the suspension or accept the independent judge's ruling. That they have reportedly pushed in the past during this process for a full season suspension with up to $8 million in fines. Again, the NFL has 3 days to make a decision on that suspension. This update is presented by Currency. Currency makes financing quick, easy, and secure for heavy machinery, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, and more. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and Hour 1 of Sports Nightly is next on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
In motion is Brewington. They snap it back, fake the handoff, looking to throw. They flip it out the flat to Brewington, makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Well, that looked easy that time. Brewington came in motion, and instead of cutting down the block, kept out the flat, flipped it out to him for an easy 6 points. And Treese now sends a man in motion. They turn, they flip it off to McDuffie, trying to race to the edge. Gets around JoJo Doma, but can't get around Nick Henrich. He'll go down. He'll lose 3 yards, back to the 23-yard line. What a play by Nebraska. It's caught. Touchdown. Omar Manning. What a grab in the end zone, and the Huskers have 6 more points.
What a throw and catch. Yes.
Nice jitterbug move, and it bounced into the outside 40 to the 50-yard line, to the 40, 30-yard line, 20. That's Grant, 15, 10, 5. He's in there. Touchdown, Anthony Grant, with an electrifying move at the line of scrimmage, scoots to the outside and dashes down the sideline.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Well, I'm here. That means I didn't win the big jackpot on Friday. I didn't even get one right.
You mean to tell me that if you would have won it, you would have quit?
Oh, I'd have been gone. I would have disappeared for a few days.
No.
Put Andrew in the hot seat over here. I didn't even get any numbers right.
That's what I asked, if you even got one number right. No.
Did you?
I didn't end up getting one. No.
I went over.
So.
Oh, well.
But somebody won it, right?
One person.
Yeah.
Somebody in Illinois won the whole thing. Man. Crazy stuff.
Crazy.
How about this is already week 2 for practice for the Huskers. Isn't that crazy?
It is wild. It is just, I mean, it continues to fly by, and man, we'll be here. You normally think about, okay, well, you have 4 weeks or whatever until the first game, but you take away that week leading into the game week in Ireland because you'll be traveling to Ireland. So basically you get 3 weeks of preseason here, and we're already through one of them.
3 weeks from today, we're on the plane going over to Dublin.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to zip by. We did hear from the offensive coaches today. We heard from the defensive coaches on Friday. Tim played you a little clip from Coach Whipple. We'll have more for you coming up here in a little bit. Some of the other coaches that met with the media today included Mickey Joseph and Sean Beckton. Coach Joseph, Jessica said that the DBs whipped us today. He goes, they got us good today. And, I don't think he minds saying that because challenges his own fellas, and I think those are some of the best battles in camps. Are always the DBs and the wide receivers.
Yeah, and I went out the last couple of days, and they are battling. They are absolutely battling, and it's kind of funny too. There was one play that happened where, a deep ball, and I don't even know who the wide receiver was and who the defensive back was, but the wide receiver hauled it in, but I think it was out of bounds or whatever. And so whoever the defensive back was, Mickey, no catch, Mickey, no catch. So it's, the defensive backs are talking trash to Mickey Joseph. And it's just, they're pushing each other. And you're going to hear from Trey Palmer talking about that a little bit later. But they're battling. But then they're also, it's funny, like they'll battle it out. Like, one of them, hey, wants a flag or whatever. But then they walk off and they're laughing and joking, got their arms around each other. So, they're competing, but then it stays there. It's done. But that's what you want. You want to see the heated battles and them competing and pushing each other. And then, hey, you leave it on the field and you move it on.
Walking off.
But I think definitely, as we talked about last week, probably the defense absolutely starts off ahead of the offense when you start camp. You expect that. You expected that for this. But I think the offense has caught up. But they're battling absolutely, which we said all along that we thought those would be some heated battles between the defensive backs and the wide receivers.
I feel good about both rooms.
I do too.
I really do. And I know Coach Joseph was not happy today because they didn't get the better of the DBs today. But they'll have days where they win the battles and they'll make the plays.
I think that's probably ultimately, I know the position coaches probably want to win every single day, but as a football team overall, you want it to be every 50-50 one day, where it's about even, right? You want it to end up being about even so that one side of the ball is not just whipping the other one every single day.
So we'll hear from Coach Whipple here in a couple of minutes. We will not have another access to the coaches until Thursday, and I believe Thursday is Bill Bush. We'll hear about how special teams are doing, maybe even get a chance to talk to some of the kickers on Thursday. And then the head coach will make his first media appearance outside of a little quick thing that I did with him last week on Friday. So by then, you're going to be almost through camp because you're not too far away from flipping the script and just working on Northwestern and get ready for that huge game in Ireland in just a couple of weeks. So Coach Whipple coming up here in a little bit. Also in hour number 2, Trey Palmer will be here. Talk to him about his first week as a Husker in the fall camp. Media days going on in Chicago today. 7 of the teams are there today, including the Huskers. We're going to hear from Allie Batenhorst coming up in hour number 2. Tim mentioned this in the ticker that Nebraska picked second in the preseason league poll behind Wisconsin. I'm okay with that. The Badgers deserve some props. They won the league a year ago. They won the national championship a year ago by 4 points over Nebraska, 3 or 4 points. I'm okay with that, and I'm sure John Cook's probably okay with it as well.
Yes.
He can stick that thing on the bulletin board.
Yeah, and Wisconsin has had the better of Nebraska the last few years when they've met up head to head. But I think Coach Cook is probably happy about that. In fact, didn't he say he picked the Huskers to be 8th?
He had them pretty low, so which that doesn't seem quite right either. But that's kind of the way he likes to do things.
But I mean, that being said, though, kind of crazy that JB came in here and said that he expected Nebraska to be number 1 overall in the nation, but if that's the case, then they'll be number 2 in the Big Ten. So that will be interesting to see if that shakes out, being that, the Big Ten, they have them second. But, yeah, I think Coach Cook would prefer it that way.
That's fine. And again, you're right. The Badgers have had the better of the series of recent times, and Nebraska's got to get over that hump, obviously to win the league and obviously to do your ultimate goal, and that's to win a national championship for this team. So looking forward to hearing from Allie Batenhorst. And she, in a lot of ways, she could be a real key, and we'll get into this more in an hour or two, but she could be a real key for this team this fall on the court. The Big Ten and Nebraska announced the volleyball TV schedule. Huskers will be on TV 18 times. 14 will be nationally television broadcast, 12 on the Big Ten Network. They'll be on FS1 when they play Creighton. They'll be on ESPNU when they face Kentucky on the road. And then Nebraska Public Media will have 4 televised matches for Husker volleyball. So that is up on Huskers.com if you want to go check that. And as always, we will have every broadcast right here in the Huskers Radio Network with John Bader and Lauren Cook-West. So it's getting really close for them. They have media days in Chicago today and tomorrow. They start practice next Monday. Their opener will be on the 26th. They'll play 2 matches that day out at the Devaney Center, Pepperdine late morning, and then Tulsa on Friday night. So it's getting ready to go. Soccer had their first official workout today.
And their exhibition game first is Sunday.
Sunday, up at Omaha.
Yes.
UNO.
Yeah.
It's going to be hot.
I know. I just want to say kudos to the Big Ten and for having the media day. And
never done it before.
It looked like there was a good turnout of media, and to continue to give coverage. And volleyball is absolutely huge in the Big Ten, but I think again, just continue to push, set the standard for volleyball programs and conferences to look what the Big Ten has been doing for their volleyball programs, because their ratings have proven that people want to watch volleyball in this conference, and so it can be done. You can get that interest there, and so kudos to them for providing this platform for their student athletes in the same way they've done it for football.
BTN will have their volleyball coverage in about an hour. It starts at 7 o'clock. We've got it on in here, but they haven't started it yet. 7 to 8:30, 90 minutes tonight of Volleyball Media Day today. Same thing tomorrow night for BTN. The conference also announced today that they have come to an agreement with a streaming service called volleyballworld.tv, and they're going to stream 70-plus Big Ten volleyball matches throughout the fall. Streaming is, I think, kind of the next wave. Don't you kind of feel like that's where we're kind of headed in a lot of sports? The NFL is going to dabble with it. Thursday night streaming games on Amazon. We've talked a lot about the big TV package that the Big Ten's working on. It's going to have a streaming component. I think that's kind of where we're headed in the TV world. Well,
I think if you just look at how many people have cut cable in the last several years, and so you have to provide a way for fans to watch your programming that's not cable. And so that's where that streaming services come into play, and you're still able to get that revenue because you still have the eyeballs on it. But yeah, I mean, streaming has been the trend of the last few years, and I think all sports are trying to stay with that trend, and so that if there's avenues and platforms to put your sports on it, hey, let's go for it, because the more the better.
This streaming service, which has only been around for a couple of years, televises volleyball matches from all across the world. So they've now reached an agreement with the Big Ten. Goes back to what you said earlier about how popular volleyball is in this conference. They're jumping on board with that. So volleyballworld.tv is the name of the streaming service. And they're going to work in conjunction with BTN Plus, but a pretty big announcement that the league put out today in conjunction with going through their media days in Chicago, where they are in all of that. All right, those are some of the things we're dealing with here on the program tonight. You want to be a part of it? Love to have you be a part of it at 402-413-2400 with a call or a text. That is our Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first. 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, buy online at woodhouse.com. We're back to hear some clips from Mark Whipple, Husker offensive coordinator, met with the media earlier today. We'll do that next.
Momentum. It's building at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. With game-changing work in precision agriculture, nanoscience, and digital humanities. We're unlocking mysteries in brain research, solving the impossible with remote surgery using robots. And we're creating bold futures with world-leading research in early childhood education. We don't slow down, and we're not letting up. We are Nebraska.
In motion is Brewington. They snap it back, fake the handoff, looking to throw. They flip it out the flat to Brewington, makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Well, that looked easy that time. Brewington came in motion, and instead of cutting down the block, kept out the flat, flipped it out to him for an easy 6 points.
Hey, Huskers fans, this Thursday, join us on Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 p.m. as we break down another Nebraska football fall camp practice report. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
The Ford truck lineup is purpose-built from the ground up, designed to be tough and productive. Crafted with high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy body and torture-tested high-strength steel frame with new tech to help you work smart and hard. The F-150, Ranger, and Maverick are built tough and ready to tackle whatever lies ahead. Hit the road in confidence and learn more about Ford trucks in-store or online anytime at WoodhouseFord.com, your trusted truck dealer since 1975. Woodhouse Ford.
In motion is Brewington. They snap it back, fake the handoff, looking to throw. They flip it out the flat to Brewington, makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Well, that looked easy that time. Brewington came in motion, and instead of cutting down the block, kept out the flat, flipped it out to him for an easy 6 points.
Hey, Huskers fans, this Thursday, join us on Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 p.m. as we break down another Nebraska football fall camp practice report. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
The game isn't just about winning or losing. It's about the snacks they share after they've used up all their energy in the field. It's the early morning practice before school and staying late after to get a couple more kicks in. It's the pride they feel for their team and the determination to always keep improving. Sure, the game isn't always about winning or losing, but when they've won the big game and celebration is in full swing, there's only one thing left for you to do. Get them home safe. Buckle up and back. Paid for by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
How do you remember things? Post-it note, string around your finger, smartphone reminder? Whatever you do, remember Nebraska Pick 3 2x2 and My Day. 3 great Nebraska Lottery Lotto games that are all $1 per play with drawings every day. Nebraska Pick 3 lets you choose your own bet type. 2x2 has a $22,000 top prize. And with My Day, you choose a 6-digit date. Must be 19, please play responsibly. Oh, got a reminder. Produced Nebraska Lottery commercial. I'm all over that.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center. It is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Monday night. 402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question. Let's head to the phone. Stay in Lincoln. John, you're up next here on Sports Nightly. Good evening.
Hi, Greg and Jessica. How are you guys tonight?
Hey, John. Good. How are you doing?
I'm great. Hey, I heard the post-practice press conferences today by the coordinator and Mickey Joseph, and nobody mentioned at all the offensive line. And is that a reason to be concerned, or they just want to keep a low profile, or what are your thoughts on that?
Well, actually, we've got some clips from Mark Whipple coming up here, and I've got a couple of them that deal with the offensive line. So he did talk about it. Donovan Raiola was not one of the coaches they brought today. They brought Becton, the tight ends coach, and they brought Joseph, the wide receivers. But I do have a couple clips here from Mark Whipple, and he seems very pleased with what he's seen from the offensive line.
Yeah, and I think they, too, are the way that they are spreading out the media. It's like kind of focused on a certain position group. So today, a lot of the wide receivers were on the list. There was just one. Brock Bando was there, which we talked to him. But then I think when they have when they have Coach Raiola, that they will have more offensive linemen there. And I think it's still, too, it's so early. They had a lot of guys that didn't practice in the spring and that they're working in now. Teddy Prochazka, too, that, getting him healthy and in the swing of things, too. So I think probably still just a work in progress as well.
So hang with us, John. We got some clips from Coach Whipple talking about the line here in just a couple minutes.
Perfect. Hey, I'm also really, really glad that Jessica's going to be part of the game day experience on the sideline. She's a great addition.
You bet.
Thank you, John. Appreciate that. I'm excited, too.
John, appreciate the phone call. All right, let's get into our practice report brought to you by GoCurrency.com. They are the sponsor of our Husker football practice reports throughout the season. We're going to start with quarterbacks. Mark Whipple met with the media for about 15 minutes. They talked about a wide variety of things, including the offensive line, which we'll get to here in just a couple of minutes. But here he was asked about how does Casey look throwing the football, and how about all the quarterbacks and how they've looked throwing the ball here in the first week?
He can throw. He can make all the throws, but I think right now he's taking another step of going through his progressions a little bit quicker, understanding coverages and understanding the plays. Like, I don't know, we probably had 90 different concepts in the past game, so he only got like maybe 1 or 2 reps. In the summer, he got a few more and was able to see it. Hey, where you can shortcut some of the things in progression by coverage, understanding what the defense is doing. And I think that's where he has a leg up over the other guys. And but I've seen those other guys. I've seen Chuba and Richard Heinrich's had his 2 best days. Rich has been good. Logan's taken another step. So all those guys have gotten better because of knowing what we're doing, then understanding what the defense is doing.
He talked quite a bit about Casey. I get the sense Casey's got the lead. Not only that would surprise anybody, but he's got the lead on the race.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's experienced. He has been through this and, knows kind of what it takes to go through this experience and win the job. And he had a lot of the reps in the spring and has kind of built that rapport with a lot of the receivers. So I don't think anybody's surprised that it's Casey that's the kind of separating himself a little bit at this point.
To follow up on that, Coach Whipple was asked, what do you look for in naming a starting quarterback?
Well, taking care of the football. I think first games at any level of football are lost more than they're won. So take care of the football. Understand we got a good team, we got a good defense, we got a good kicking game, and then have to all come on you. And we got good running backs. So just a good mix and leadership and making sure that guys are in and out of the huddle or up on the line and understand the signal. So that part. As coaches, and I'm probably one of them, we try to maybe do too much, but I've been around it in the first game, is that you may see some things. We want to make sure those guys are comfortable. And a lot of the guys, quarterbacks especially, will say, yeah, I feel good about that, I feel good about that. So the honesty factor with me on the play calling comes down to making sure they know hey, there's no hesitation, you know what to do with the ball, where it's going, and those things. So that's what will be a little tighter come the game plan.
Keeps mentioning experience, and yes, Logan started a game, and Chuba, I think, played some at Florida State, but Casey's got that he laps the group in experience.
Yeah, I mean, he was the starter last year at Texas, and so, yeah, absolutely. And it's just so different when you have that much starting experience and have been through the trenches and battles, you know, as opposed to just 1 or 2 games. It's so much different when you have a different feel for it, and the experience pays dividends when you're starting to, you know, figure out game situations and what plays and what you need to do with the ball in certain situations and all of that. So, yeah, I mean, experience, absolutely. I think that's where Casey is absolutely separating himself.
All right, now, Coach Whipple didn't get a chance to see some key parts in the spring, Travis Vokalak being one, and then obviously Teddy and Turner along the offensive lines. We talked about getting those guys back on the field in practice.
Well, Travis is another guy that I should mention because he was there but he hadn't practiced that part. And he's made a big jump from the first day of practice. Like, he hadn't played football in a whole year. Now, all of a sudden, it's the physicality and those things, and been a really good leader. So it's easier to lead when you're playing, you know, than being on the sideline. But he's another guy that's helped. And then, obviously, up front, Teddy and Cork weren't there. You know, they saw everything, they were there, but you could see those guys progress higher than the other guys in understanding things that way. But I'm really happy with that. I'm happy with everybody, really.
The follow-up question to that for Coach Whipple was, and the media was allowed to watch about 30 minutes of practice today, so they formed some opinions watching the workouts today, and what they saw was Teddy at left tackle and Turner Corcoran playing left guard. And the question to Coach Whipple is that the way you think you're going to line up with those two on the left side?
We're mixing guys around, making sure that we get enough depth. I've always done that. So in case something happens, you know, going to right guard, or guy may move to tackle some certain days that way. But we've stayed pretty healthy so far in camp.
I was wishing he would knock on some wood there.
Right? I was thinking the same thing. Knock on wood.
So far.
Yes.
They've only had a couple of practices in full pads. And,
yeah.
And that's usually when guys get nicked up because it's a lot more physical that way.
Yeah, and, you know, the longer you can stay healthier, the better. But certain positions, they've built a lot of depth where, you know, certain positions don't hurt as much as others. But I think that offensive line is where, you know, which he was just talking about, trying to move guys around and make sure that you have that depth. If you need to shuffle some guys around and move them to a different spot, that you feel good about that. And so part of that with offensive line is making sure that guys are comfortable in whatever spot you need them in on the line.
There were many questions about the running backs to Coach Whipple today. There was one, though, about Ramir Johnson. He's a guy who's played a lot of football here and probably is a bit of a leader in that room. Here's the coach talking about Ramir.
No, he's taking a leadership role. He's really good in the throw game. He understands protections, probably the best guy there that way, maybe from experience. You know, I made a bunch of big catches last year, but in the spring, so we can use him in some ways. Long ago we had Brian Westbrook running some routes and doing things that way, and he understands the check down part of the system. So yeah, he's played well.
I just get the sense that if the Huskers are in 3rd and long, Ramir's going to be on the field.
Yeah,
he's going to find his way out.
Well, just he knows he's so smart about what he needs to do, and whatever that might be, whatever the job might be that he's called upon, he can handle that. Whether that's blocking or running downfield and catching a pass, which we've heard since the spring that Whipple likes that option with Ramir. So yeah, I mean he's just stepped into a different kind of role, and I think he's got a lot of confidence going off of what he did at the end of last season.
I don't think, I might be wrong, but I don't think he'll be the leading ball carrier. I don't think that's his role, but I bet he catches the most passes of any of the backs.
Yes, and I think, again, if you look at what Coach Whipple has done in the past, he utilizes a bunch of different players in a bunch of different roles, and, you know, maybe Ramir's not the guy that's taking the handoff, but he's going to be out there catching the ball because he probably is the best pass catching running back in that room.
Brian Westbrook, that was a big time name that Coach Whip threw out there. I love Brian Westbrook's game in the National Football League. We'll leave you with this. You've got Coach Whipple, new offensive coordinator, dealing with a new wide receivers coach, a new running backs coach, a new offensive line coach, and for him, even a new tight ends coach in Sean Beckton, even though Sean's been here. So he's trying to navigate a new staff on that side of the football. How has that gone? How's the dynamics been? Coach was asked about that. Here was his response.
The guys are really, really good coaches, really good people. You know, Coach Frost did a good job. I didn't know any of them beforehand, and it's kind of been a really good fit. And a really good fit. I just like the way those guys, each of us, and I like guys have their own style and bring it to the offense. So they brought some ideas, and we put things together. And but they're really good people, number one, and really do a good job of managing their group or understanding that way, and really happy with the core.
You've been around these guys a little bit. They do seem like they get along pretty well.
Yeah, and I think all of them, too, understand the offensive mind that is Coach Whipple and what he's been able to do, and it's proven. And so I think they're all excited to get to work with him and that offense and, you know, get their guys involved. But, yeah, they do seem to mesh really well. And I don't know, you know, if that's how it was planned that way, when the hiring process was going on, about having a feeling that they would all mesh, or if it just was how these guys are. But yeah, it absolutely has. It seems like it's gone pretty well. They seem to really like each other and working together.
They do, and that certainly will be a challenge week one, is how do they all interact during a game, because that's when the lights come on, that's your stress level goes up. You got to keep your calm. Coach Whipple's been around the block a lot of times. I think he will keep his head about him.
It will also be interesting to see, too, who's in the booth and who's on the sideline.
I don't know. Which one of those guys you put in the booth? I don't know.
Yeah.
Coach Becton, maybe.
I don't know.
So that's stuff they've got to all get figured out between now and the 27th of August. All right, there's some clips from Coach Mark Whipple, offensive coordinator for the Huskers today. Today was practice 5 for the Big Red as they get ready for the game in Ireland here in a couple of weeks. Again, our practice report brought to you by GoCurrency.com. Currency makes financing quick, easy, and secure for heavy machinery, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, and more. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. Phone lines open for you, 402-413-2400. What did you hear? What did you not hear? Is like John in Lincoln said earlier, didn't hear a lot about the offensive line, but I think we'll hear more about that as we make our way through camp. I'm not sure when the next time the offensive coaches come out, but my guess is when they do, Coach Raiola will make an appearance the next time they do that. All right, back with more of the show coming up.
It's time to amp up the fun now during the Ford Summer Supercharged sales event. Just move on up. Get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged sales event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information. Just move on up.
How do you remember things? Post-it note, string around your finger, smartphone reminder? Whatever you do, remember Nebraska Pick 3 2x2 and My Day. 3 great Nebraska Lotto games that are all $1 per play with drawings every day. Nebraska Pick 3 lets you choose your own bet type. 2x2 has a $22,000 top prize. And with My Day, you choose a 6-digit date. Must be 19, please play responsibly. Oh, got a reminder. Produced Nebraska Lottery commercial. I'm all over that.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance. Visit shelterinsurance.com and find an agent to help you choose the coverage you need. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts. You can be in Memorial Stadium for the Oklahoma football game with the new limited availability OU Plus 2 ticket plan. For $270, you have a ticket to the Huskers versus Oklahoma game, 2 tickets to North Dakota, and 2 tickets to Georgia Southern. Also available is a Big Ten plan with a ticket to Indiana, Illinois, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. 4 Big Ten games in Memorial Stadium for only $200. Purchase right now at huskers.com/tickets.
Did you ever buy something and get more than you expected? Emeritus offers insurance, employee benefits, and financial services, but we deliver so much more. The comfort of a human voice when you need it, the confidence of flashing a beautiful smile, the relief that your family can keep living the life they love, the serenity of knowing you've planned well and can enjoy life. That's what we really deliver. We call it fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services, and much more.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up, home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Huh. Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
It's time to amp up the fun now during the Ford Summer Supercharged sales event. Just move on up. Get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged sales event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information. Just move on up.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Monday night, 402-413-2400. That's the number to dial us up with a comment, a question, or fire off a text. Let's go to the phone lines. Oklahoma Husker up first with us tonight, or up second tonight. Hello, Oklahoma Husker.
Hello, Greg and Jessica. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks for calling back again. We heard from you, a couple days ago?
Yes, on Friday, yes.
Yes. Awesome.
My question is on the offensive line, and I know you touched on it briefly, but last year it seemed like Adrian, ran for his life quite a bit. Now with Prohaska coming back this year, have you had a chance yet to have an impression as far as the progression of the offensive line so far?
It's early. I mean, they just put the pads on a couple of days ago, so I don't know that we'll see that fully. I think they have their first big scrimmage Saturday. I think the coaches will get a much better feel for that. But, you think about it, Turner Corcoran's played a lot of football here. Bryce Benhart's played a lot of football here. So's Hickson, not at center, but at guard. But they've got some more experience maybe than you think there. But I think we'll figure out more once they have an actual scrimmage here in the next couple of days.
Well, it sounds good to me. All I can say is go Big Red from Sooner Country. That's all I hear down here.
I love it.
Very good. Great to have you call. Call back and join us some more later. Matt in Raymond said, I have a comment. Last year, Coach Frost was extremely frustrated because he said practices would go well, but then there seemed to be a disconnect when it came to games. What do you think will change from last year to this year with the practice going well and hopefully translating to wins? That's always the thing. You feel like you practice something and maybe it doesn't quite go that way, but it comes down to execution on the game days.
Yeah, and I think having those players that want to go make the play and having that killer instinct and, hopefully I feel like we've heard from a lot of the coaches when you were interviewing them, and we've heard Coach Frost talking about it, that they feel like they have some of those players that have that instinct to go, hey, all right,
finish it.
Give me the ball. Let's go make a play. Let's get this done.
Simple as some things, as you were saying earlier, the running backs finishing off a run in practice where they take it all the way to the end zone.
Yeah.
Finish a play, finish a series, finish a drive, and that's what ends up getting you a victory.
I think I said that in the commercial break, so people might be wondering what that is. So Coach Applewhite, when I think this would probably, I'm assuming, would be from him, when even though the play might be called dead, the running backs continue to run on down to the end zone. And so I think that, again, just having that mentality of taking it all the way to the end zone, and every player that you talk to, it's finish today and finish every single rep. So I think that's been part of the mentality.
Everybody's been lockstep with those phrases.
The finish and win today.
Yes, win today.
Win today.
Worry about next week. Next week we'll win today.
Yep.
Let's go up to West Point. Husker Dan. Good evening, Husker Dan. How are you?
Hi, Greg and Jessica. I haven't called for a while. It's been a busy summer.
Well, we're glad you called today.
Yeah. So anyway, I've been listening to your shows, but I just haven't called in. Anyway, I want to talk about Kayla Kathy. Are you guys surprised that she put into the transfer portal? Did you see it coming?
Well, I think it was a really odd situation. You talk about somebody in their 7th year of college. That makes it really different. What I'm told is they were given the clearance to play her by the NCAA. If she played, Nebraska would have been one person over the scholarship limit for this year, which they were willing to do. But the penalty would be you'd have to play one down next year. Does that make sense? So
yes,
you get 12. So if you go with 13 because she'd been cleared, next year you got to play with 11. And I think Nebraska's like, all right, Kayla, how in are you? And I think maybe that's where where Coach Cook and her kind of maybe weren't on the same page. But, hey, I wish her nothing but the best. We certainly have great middles coming back. You got the transfer from Penn State, who's an All-American, that's a middle. Maggie Mendelssohn, who Jessica's met a couple times, is a middle. So I think it's a little unfortunate, but at least she did have a senior day here last year.
Man, could she jump. I've never seen a girl jump so high. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Well, and Coach Cook today at the media just raved about the freshmen coming in and the competition that's going to play out at middle, and he feels good about, even despite losing Kayla Kathy, which we've said that that's a program that just reloads.
They do.
You never you lose a player or they go on and you just reload every single year at every single position. And so I think he feels good about the players he's brought in, that even without her there, that they have the depth and the talent at that position to not miss a beat.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same way. We restacked and reloaded, and it's like, wow, boy, do we have talent.
It's impressive,
Absolutely.
isn't it? Dan, don't be a stranger.
No. Yeah, call back again.
No, I won't.
All right, good to have you with us here tonight on the program. Andy in Phoenix on our text line said, I've heard good things in a few different places that Mark Whipple's son, Austin, is helping with the offense. Is he a GA or did he just help out during the summer? No, he's a GA. He'll be with the staff.
He's a offensive quality control.
Yeah, so he's going to be around the program all season long. And absolutely, Coach Whipple's talked about how much fun it's been to have his son kind of right off to his side and being a part of things. So, yeah, that's a nice little addition to have that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you just know someone that knows him so well, knows what he wants to do, and he played for his dad, and so he could probably, which there's a limit to what he can't coach, and I don't know exactly what is allowed and what is not allowed, but if you need to have a conversation, I'm sure he can speak about it in a different way than the coaches can, because he's been a quarterback for his dad and knows kind of the perspective of it for these guys.
Love it. Keep them coming. The texts and the phone calls, 402-413-2400. Buckle up, put that phone down. It's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Need to take our final break of the hour. Back to wrap up hour one next.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
In motion is Brewington. They snap it back, fake the handoff, looking to throw. They flip it out the flat to Brewington, makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Well, that looked easy that time. Brewington came in motion, and instead of cutting down the block, kept out the flat, flipped it out to him for an easy 6 points.
Hey, Huskers fans, this Thursday, join us on Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 p.m. as we break down another Nebraska football fall camp practice report. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red. Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
You can be in Memorial Stadium for the Oklahoma football game with the new limited availability OU +2 ticket plan. For $270, you have a ticket to the Huskers versus Oklahoma game, 2 tickets to North Dakota, and 2 tickets to Georgia Southern. Also available is a Big Ten plan with a ticket to Indiana, Illinois, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. 4 Big Ten games in Memorial Stadium for only $200. Purchase right now at huskers.com/tickets. Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Save with low price lockdown from Hy-Vee. We've locked down prices on hundreds of your favorite everyday items. Prices are locked down for months and months on major leading name brands. The products that you like, the products that you want, and products that you'll want to stock up on. And all of the prices are locked down until we unlock them and lower them even more. Low price lockdown. Deals you can't beat anywhere. Only at Hy-Vee.
We're back. Final segment of hour one here on Sports Nightly on a Monday night. Greg Sharpe Jessica Coody with you. We have a couple of exciting ticket packages available for you. One's called the OU +2 mini plan. You get 1 ticket to the Oklahoma game, a pair of tickets to the North Dakota and Georgia Southern game, all for $270 per ticket. And the Big Ten mini plan, $200 for all the Big Ten home games, Indiana, Illinois, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. That one goes to $200. You can put the plan together for yourself by visiting huskers.com/tickets. 402-413-2400. A couple of texts coming in. Is the volleyball red-white scrimmage on TV? No, it is not, but we will have it for you here on the network. That's in the 20th, 19 days away. John Bader, Lauren Cook-West will have it, but it's not televised on the 20th. Gabe Irvin's injury, is he back to 100%? Or is his rep still limited with the offense? I think he's doing everything.
100%, yep. I think he's good to go. And he said that in the summer when we talked to him, when I got a chance to chat with him, he said feel better than he did last year, and he's ready to go. I think he was probably released and ready to go in the spring, but they held him out because it was towards the end. Because he was in full pads down there during the spring game. He was in full uniform, but probably just because he hadn't gone through spring. But I think he feels good, and it seems like he's full go.
He will find his way on the field at some point in time this fall and be a contributor for this. Jeremy in Texas says, I know that it's way too early, but I'm not hearing much about Mathis. I've read where Nelson looks like a beast in charge. Mathis and Tanner look good, but man, I was hoping to hear more. But again, it's early. Yeah, it's early. I think they're perfectly happy with O'Shawn, the way he's adapted and fit in.
And you have to remember, he didn't go through spring ball either.
True. He's learning all the stuff.
Learning everything right now. And so, but he looks the part out there, doesn't he, Greg?
He does. So does Jamari Butler.
Yes.
That's my guy. I'm really high on the young Jamari Butler.
All of those guys on the outside, on the edge, look the part.
It's another position that's just deep.
Yeah.
Very deep. And feel good about that.
Yeah, it's neat, though, that group is, as we've said, seems to be absolutely one part of the big leadership part. And when they're not making the plays, they're celebrating the guys making the plays. So I think that's going to be a really important group to the season.
Folks in the YouTube chat stream somehow are onto the topic of Busch Light. I saw a really clever picture. Somebody was on the UCLA campus, and they were in front of a UCLA placard, big statue thing, and said UCLA behind him. And they held up a sign that said, "If this is truly a Big Ten school, where's the Busch Light?" Pretty clever. So,
well, it's funny because my brother, when he started coming up here, he's like, I guess I better start drinking Busch Light. So I think everybody knows that.
It's a Nebraska deal. That's not really my flavor.
It's not? You don't like it?
I don't have anything against it, but it's not usually one of my go-tos. But Jeremiah, different story.
Jeremiah's a big Busch Light? Really?
Yep. Yes, he is. He's also a heck of a dancer, as the guys were finding out. They found him doing something with the Harlem Shake. From a few years ago, they found some old video of Jeremiah.
That was almost 10 years ago.
Wow.
It's crazy.
I remember when the team did that. I think it was 2013 or 2014.
2013. 13 is the year that it went viral.
Yeah, so Jeremiah was part of that team that did that. We had a great time on Friday's show. I mean, we're sitting here, we're talking about shaving Tim's hair. We're talking about the lottery if you won that big jackpot. And I think we all left here. We're all feeling good. Weekend was here. And I felt great. Go home. Open up the mail.
Oh, no.
And dun, 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 jury duty.
Oh, no. Are you kidding?
September. I called for jury duty.
What week?
Right after Labor Day. How about that?
That's not good.
I opened that up, and I'm like, oh, no.
You can get out of it, though, right?
Yeah, you just might as well do it.
Have you been called for jury duty before?
It's like 3 times since I've been up here.
I feel like people, once you get called, you get called again.
Called again. Well, I don't mind doing it.
I've never been called, knock on wood.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's part of your civic duty. That's fine. I'm willing to do that. But my gosh, what a damper to what was a great couple of hours. We were having fun around here.
When you've done jury duty, you've never had like law and order type cases?
I did a trial. I was in a jury.
Were you
guilty?
Were you the foreman? The jury foreman?
I was not the foreman, but it was a guilty. So yeah. I mean, and a lot of times you don't even get called. Sometimes they don't have enough cases, or they have too many people in the pool. They don't need you for certain days. So
yeah. Instead
of just dealing with it down the road, I'll go do it.
Wow.
So there you go. That was the way my weekend started. Crazy stuff. We have time to tell you the Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto family. Shop Woodhouse first. 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, buy online at woodhouse.com. That went fast, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Andy, you're right. It was Bo Pelini and the Harlem Shake. Yeah, I remember when that team did that. Searles was on that team. So the guys found some video, and they go, I'm pretty sure that's Jeremiah. So you have to talk to him about this.
I will find out if he was in the penguin suit dancing in the front.
He's kind of hard to miss. He's such a big dude, right?
It's a massive penguin.
Yeah. All right, next hour, we're going to talk a little Husker volleyball. Allie Batenhorst and Trey Palmer, who's made a nice impression early in camp, the LSU transfer. I expect big things out of Trey. Yes, receiving the football, but also in the special teams game. I think he's going to have a big impact on the Huskers in that phase of the game. What a fun, quick first hour. Come on back. We'll have some more fun in hour number 2 here on Sports Nightly.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger. making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy, from repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit fmne.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your premier John Deere dealership and proud partner of Nebraska Athletics. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
With the GoCurrency.com sports ticker, I'm Tim Mulhaupt on the Huskers Radio Network. Happy Monday, Huskers fans. Nebraska football met with the media this morning. Offensive coordinator Mark Whipple discussed the leadership he's seeing from his offensive players.
Well, I think, Marcus came in this summer, Marcus Washington. He's done a really good job. And I think Casey's really, knew him, obviously played with him. It had a lot to do with him coming here. So I think he spent time with him. As I said, Travis has done a good job with the tight ends. All the receivers, the quarterbacks have worked with. I think Ramir's done a good job with the young running backs and that way. Gabe, and with Emmett and AJ have shown flashes. So I just think the leadership part and the guys have been really positive, and it leads to having a good offense.
And over to Nebraska Volleyball. Behind us on the big screens, Big Ten Media Day getting aired over Big Ten Network right now as we speak. But Huskers got some conference news today. They were picked second in the Big Ten's preseason poll behind Wisconsin, the defending national champions. 3 Huskers were named to the preseason All-Big Ten first team. Caitlin Horde, Maddie Kubik, and Lexi Rodriguez, all unanimous first-team selections on the 15-player team. Over to pro sports, it has been a busy day in Major League Baseball, one day ahead of the trade deadline. Some big trades that went down earlier today. The Padres acquired star closer Josh Hader from the Brewers for reliever Taylor Rogers and additional players. The Yankees added starting pitcher Frankie Montes and reliever Lou Trevino from the A's, as well as the reliever from the Cubs, Scott Efros. The Astros were busy as well. They traded for Orioles first baseman and outfielder Trey Mancini, along with catcher Christian Vasquez from the Red Sox. And in non-trade news, the Braves gave third baseman Austin Riley a 10-year, $212 million contract extension. And for the scores going on in the major leagues right now, the Yankees are up on the Mariners. Another day, another game, and Aaron Judge is another home run. The Yankees lead 5-1 in the middle of the third in that one. 2-0. The Reds lead the Marlins, top of the sixth in that one. The Mets up big on the on the Nationals, 4-1 in the bottom of the third. It's also 4-1 in the bottom of the third between the Guardians and the Diamondbacks. 1-0. Tigers just scored to take the lead over the Twins, top of the second in that one. Later tonight, in just a few moments, the Red Sox take on the Astros. The Orioles will battle the Rangers at 7:05. At 7:10, Royals meet the White Sox. At 8:40, the Rockies take on the Padres, and at 8:45, the Dodgers battle the Giants in San Francisco. And in the NFL today, third-party arbitrator Judge Sue Robinson ruled that Deshaun Watson should be suspended by the NFL for 6 games this season for the 24 civil lawsuits against Watson detailing sexual misconduct, allegedly from, again, 24 separate plaintiffs. The NFL has 3 days to decide to appeal the suspension of 6 games or accept the independent judge's ruling. They had reportedly, the league itself, previously pushed for a full season suspension with an $8 million fine to Watson. This update is presented by Currency. Currency makes financing quick, easy, and secure for heavy machinery, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, and more. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is next on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
In motion is Brewington. They snap it back, fake the handoff, looking to throw. They flip it out the flat to Brewington, makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Well, that looked easy that time. Brewington came in motion, and instead of cutting down the block, kept out the flat, flipped it out to him for an easy 6 points. And Treese now sends a man in motion. They turn, they flip it off to McDuffie, trying to race to the edge. Gets around JoJo Doma, but can't get around Nick Henrich. He'll go down. He'll lose 3 yards, back to the 23-yard line. What a play by Nebraska. Caught! Touchdown! Omar Manning! What a grab in the end zone, and the Huskers have 6 more points.
What a throw and catch! Yes!
Nice jitterbug move, and it bouncing the outside 40 to the 50-yard line, to the 40, 30-yard line, 20. That's Grant, 15, 10, 5. He's in there. Touchdown, Anthony Grant, with an electrifying move to the line of scrimmage, scoots to the outside and dashes down the sideline.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Here we are. We're back. Hour number 2, Sports Nightly on a Monday night. I hope you had a great weekend. The final weekend of July. Now we're into August. That means game weeks. We'll have a Husker football game. We'll have volleyball matches. We'll have soccer matches before the end of the month.
Game month.
It's game month.
Let's go.
The 2 months of the year with no Husker sports are over, June and July. So here we are. Tim brought up the Deshaun Watson thing in the ticker. That seems wrong. That seems really low. 6 games for him?
It's not enough. I don't think it's enough. And then you look at the other suspensions that the NFL has handed out. It's just, it's not enough. And then he didn't even get fined at all, or, there's no recommendation for a fine either. And so they're saying that maybe the NFL, they have time to appeal it. Maybe they'll try to, because they've been pushing for the year. I think and there's been a lot of negative blowback on that ruling. Yes. Yep.
I mean, they've had guys that have been, who've violated their drug policy that they've kicked out for the entire season.
Yeah.
This seems much worse.
Where was it? It was like a marijuana violation was like 23 games.
Yeah. Josh Gordon.
And then it was Calvin Ridley was what? Oh, here it is. Calvin Ridley, 17 games for betting. It was a $1,500 parlay that it wasn't even on his team. And DeAndre Hopkins, 6 games for PED. Bryant, weed indefinitely. Josh Gordon, 25-plus games for weed.
Who was it, 6 games?
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, for PED.
For PED.
So he's taking a substance, trying to make himself better. Deshaun Watson violated 30 women and is settled with them, so there's some admission of guilt with that. And you're going to give him the same as a guy who took PEDs?
Well, and this is obviously not a one-time deal. This is a serial predator. I'm sorry, but he and she had said that it was because it wasn't violent. Well, that's I don't like that verbiage at all.
Who determines if it's violent or not? I mean, these women haven't.
Well, and then also it didn't she only considered 4 or 5 of the women, and there were 25 of them or 30 of them. 30, and then but he has settled with how many? 24, right?
Yep.
So how do you only consider 4 women when there's that many?
I'll be really disappointed if the NFL doesn't push back and try to get this raised.
And then there was a journalist in Ohio that wrote, the Deshaun Watson ruling is the first win for the Browns in 2022. So that blew up.
Come on.
That's not a win. I mean, so.
That would be my loser of the week if we were doing those tonight.
Right, of the weekend,
but
yeah.
We're just doing weekend winners, so no loser
tonight. It's it's not enough. And,
nope.
And I have no idea, why, what was the thinking on it, but it's just, you can't have suspensions like we just talked about that are crazy numbers and then turn around and have something like this and it not, why is the thinking on that? I understand that they brought in the independent judge to try to work through it, but to me it just does not make sense, the discrepancy in the punishments.
If I was on that jury.
Guilty.
All right, let's talk about a winner. Allie Batenhorst, what a winner. What a great finish to her freshman season last year. Her development late in the year, I think, really spurred that run to the national championship game for the Huskers. You had a chance to catch up with her last week when they were doing their photo day.
Yeah, we pulled her aside. We hadn't talked to her in a while. I think I hadn't talked to her since last summer, so I was thinking of players we hadn't talked to, and boy, she did. She finished strong. So trying to carry some of that confidence into this year, here is Allie Batenhorst. Right, well, back in the uniform, you guys are doing the intro video. How's it feel to kind of be getting closer and closer to the season?
We're really excited. We've been working hard all summer, and it's just crazy that it's back around again. It's already here.
Yeah, what has the summer been like? What have you been up to this summer?
Just workouts and training and just weekends off. And, we've been grinding really hard in the weight room, and this year we kind of took it up a notch, did 2 points better was kind of our theme. So at the end of every lift, we would actually do like an extra 2 points, like workout, conditioning, just to kind of, obviously last year we lost by like 3 points in the 5th, so we're just kind of trying to get over that hump. So
how did that come about where that was going to be the theme? Was it like a meeting and you guys just kind of came up with it? How did that, because that's cool, that's a cool motivating factor.
Yeah, so we actually lost a lot of games last year by 2 points, and it was just kind of always talked about and kind of consistently brought up during last season. So I figured this year we'd just kind of try and get over that and trying to figure out like how we can finish some of those games. So yeah, it just kind of became that. So
how do you feel going into your second year? I mean, last year was kind of crazy. You were playing for Team USA, and then I know it was probably a whirlwind getting settled in as a freshman. But now that you've been here, you got a feel for it. How do you feel as a sophomore now?
Yeah, I just feel really confident. I'm excited to get back into it. I think last year everything was kind of new for me, obviously, because I was a freshman, but I'm just ready to get back on the court and just be creative and just try new things and just kind of have that year under my belt. So.
When you walked off the court for the last time, I know you guys were disappointed, but how did you feel about where your game grew and where you left your game at the end of last season?
I think I finished strong. I think mentally I kind of went up and down and just kind of was going through some things, and it's freshman year, so you kind of just don't know what to expect. And I think now just knowing that and just I kind of learned a lot throughout the season. I kind of just took that and finished strong and just really wanted to win, so I think that just kind of took over, and I was super competitive, so I don't know, finished strong. So
yeah, you had some huge moments in the postseason and really, stepped up for this team when they needed you the most. So how much confidence can you take away from how you finished the season?
Yeah, I mean, it was super fun. I think we just kind of let our passion and competitiveness kind of take over, and we played together, and it was just really special, and it just felt good. So I think knowing that and knowing how we had that potential to be like that, I think moving into this season, we're really just going to utilize that and do that again.
Yeah, we haven't had a chance to talk to you since then. So what was it like making that run for you and your first time getting to experience that?
I mean, literally unreal. Like, I can't even, like, looking back, I'm just kind of like, oh my gosh, I really did that. Like, it wasn't like, it was fake. Like, it felt like all the fans and everything, like, it just looked fake. Like, it literally looked like a TV screen. Like, it was unreal, and just so much energy, and we were just all so, like, playing for each other, and it was just, the energy was so good. It was just great.
And what was it that clicked for you that allowed you to step up and deliver in those big-time moments?
I think I just stopped caring what everyone thought. I just, I think going into season, I kind of took in what a lot of people were saying to me, like coaches, everything, and just I let that get in my head. And I think at the end of season, I was like, screw it, like, I just want to win. And I just kind of focused on my teammates and just beating the team on the other side. And I just really just flipped my mindset. So.
And, that team last year was super close, and you guys had a lot of chemistry and came together, but each team is different. So how have you guys gone about kind of trying to build that chemistry going into this season?
Yeah, I think just bringing a lot of things like last year, our seniors did a really good job of just kind of bringing that unity and like the team, like Nebraska Volleyball has a certain tradition of how we kind of treat each other, and I think just knowing that and just kind of bringing that with all the new freshmen coming in, we've just been really inclusive and teaching them like what it is to be a Nebraska volleyball player, and I think it's really working, and I think we're all really close already, and I think just moving into season, once we start playing together, it'll just click even more.
Red Kingdom. What do you think about the song and this theme this year? How about Coach Cook making that happen?
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. I mean, he was so determined to get that set, like that whole new song and everything. It was unreal. He got like an actual artist to do that, so that was really cool. I think it was a cool theme. We played it before every game in the postseason. So, yeah, that's awesome. We're excited about it.
And then just the shoot down there and everything that's kind of surrounding that. I know the poster, and every year there's a theme. So how exciting is that? And that's kind of the theme this year is Red Kingdom.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of became like a huge thing towards the end of season. So I think just kind of bringing that back and having that be our theme throughout the whole year, it'll just make us feel like, yeah, wow, we can bring that all year long, So.
Is it on your playlist?
Can't say it's on my playlist, but I mean, yeah, I like the song, so.
All right, well, appreciate your time, and can't wait to see you guys back out on the court.
Thank you so much.
Red Kingdom, is it on your playlist, Greg?
No, she's honest. She wasn't going to try to lie her way past that.
So I think it's out now, and I didn't know if I was allowed to say anything, but it's back at the Cave where we shot football a year ago, but it was a different entrance, and it looks awesome. It looks so sweet. Some of the players posted some of the pictures from it, but it's like they're queens, the Red Kingdom, they're queens, and so it is awesome. I can't wait to see the finished product. I saw some of the photos and videos today. It is really, really cool. So cool theme around Red Kingdom, the song that Coach Cook is so proud of, but Allie, you expect her to step up big after she came on at the end of last year.
Seems like she's matured.
Yes. I think
that happens.
She was the National Player of the Year, the National Gatorade Player of the Year. And I think she came in with a ton of pressure and expectations, and then she was battling over there with Lexi's son, and it's just a lot to deal with and manage. But then you heard her say that she stopped worrying about so much and just played in the postseason, and she was able to be a little bit more free. And so I think she learned a lot from that, and then also just going through it. And then even last year, COVID was weird, but then also she was playing for Team USA, so she wasn't here throughout the summer. And so I just think she's just got a different feel now and is experienced and just has learned so much and knows how to approach it. I think we could see a big year from Allie Batenhorst.
volleyball is kind of back in normal stead, because remember, last year they had 2 seasons. They played in the spring, and then they came back in the summer and got ready for their normal fall. So they played, you crowned 2 national champions within about a 8-month period of time, where you had Kentucky won it all and then Wisconsin. So volleyball kind of got, it's taken 2 years for volleyball to kind of get back into their normal swing. But
yeah,
she's going to be great. I just know she's going to take that next step. I feel it.
And Lindsey Krause, too. You know, and the sophomore class, so Nick Burkhart, who covers for the digital crew, he was saying, you should do something on this sophomore class. I mean, they are loaded and expected setter Kennedy Orta to be added into that mix this year, and then Lexi Rodriguez, and I mean, it is a loaded class.
The Huskers were at Media Day today in Chicago, the first ever for Big Ten volleyball to have their own conference media day, and the Husker representatives, probably no surprise, Kenzie Knuckles and Maddie Kubik were the 2 that were taken to Chicago along with head coach John Cook. And boy, you start rolling those names off. Lexi Rodriguez, Caitlin. I mean, man, this is just a loaded team.
Absolutely. It's not even fair. Like, that could be just that team, just Nebraska volleyball team could go compete for Team USA and probably do pretty well.
Crazy stuff. And last week we heard from Nicklin Hames. She's back, going to add some depth on the back row, and also can be able to set if need be for this team. So great to hear from Allie. Good to hear from her. And BTN, by the way, has started their coverage of Big Ten Media Days for volleyball. Day 1, they'll have a 2-day. 7 of the teams are there today, 7 more tomorrow. So if you want to go watch some of that, they've not gotten to the Huskers yet on their coverage tonight. Buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Our phone lines, text lines, wide open for you. Love to hear from you. 402-413-2400. We're back with more of the show coming up next.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
How do you remember things? Post-it note, string around your finger, smartphone reminder? Whatever you do, remember Nebraska Pick 3 2x2 and My Day. 3 great Nebraska Lotto games that are all $1 per play with drawings every day. Nebraska Pick 3 lets you choose your own bet type. 2x2 has a $22,000 top prize. And with My Day, you choose a 6-digit date. Must be 19, please play responsibly. Oh, got a reminder. Produced Nebraska Lottery commercial. I'm all over that.
In motion is Brewington. They snap it back, fake the handoff, looking to throw. They flip it out the flat to Brewington, makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Well, that looked easy that time. Brewington came in motion, and instead of cutting down the block, kept out the flat, flipped it out to him for an easy 6 points.
Hey, Huskers fans, this Thursday, join us on Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 p.m. as we break down another Nebraska football fall camp practice report. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more.
Got it!
Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com. Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card. Free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance. Visit shelterinsurance.com and find an agent to help you choose the coverage you need. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
In motion is Brewington. They snap it back, fake the handoff, looking to throw. They flip it out the flat to Brewington, makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Well, that looked easy that time. Brewington came in motion, and instead of cutting down the block, kept out the flat, flipped it out to him for an easy 6 points.
Hey, Huskers fans, this Thursday, join us on Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 p.m. as we break down another Nebraska football fall camp practice report. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. Nebraska's new collaborative biosecurity lab is leading research to safeguard America's food supply against growing threats in partnership with the U.S. Departments of Defense and Homeland Security. The lab brings together world-leading expertise in agriculture and a deep understanding of the complexities of strategic deterrence across the threat spectrum and in multiple domains.
Save with low price lockdown from Hy-Vee. We've locked down prices on hundreds of your favorite everyday items. Prices are locked down for months and months on major leading name brands. The products that you like, the products that you want, and products that you'll want to stock up on. And all of the prices are locked down until we unlock them and lower them even more. Low price lockdown. Deals you can't beat anywhere. Only at Hy-Vee.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Here we are inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center. It is sponsored by Acres, Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to save you time. Shop and agriculture and more solutions for every field. People are trying to help me out in the chat room getting out of jury duty, right? Is that the new trend now? Let's help Greg.
Yeah, Crypto said, tell them you're breastfeeding.
That won't work. That's
He said, my sister told me to tell them I'm breastfeeding is the best way to get out of jury duty.
I don't think that would fly. I might be fined in contempt of court if I tried to throw that thing out there.
I don't think that'll work. But yeah, no, that was the only suggestion you got.
Okay, keep them coming. I guess I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna get there, do my civic duty.
Is football season? Does that not work?
Well, I can manage to work around it because they don't have court on a Saturday. We're not traveling in the month of the weeks that it's called for. And if you postpone it, they could give me a worse time where it really would be hard to make it work. So I'm just going to suck it up and go through this thing. We did hear from some of the offensive guys today after practice. Mark Whipple met with the media, so did Mickey Joseph and Sean Beckton. So they brought some of the tight ends and wide receivers up, one of those being Trey Palmer, who we've talked to in the past, and we're hearing really good things about him.
Yeah, he is showing up and showing out. And even, back in the spring, Casey Thompson was not shy about saying the chemistry and relationship that they've been able to build. They worked out a ton together in the summer. And so, yeah, I think it's showing up, and he is and as Mickey Joseph told you, it's his time. He's a different guy. He's matured. He is just in a different mindset than he's ever been. He's ready to take on a role. So here is Trey Palmer today after practice. All right, well, how's it going? You guys are about a week into this thing now.
Yeah. We're in a week, day by day.
Tired, so getting a lot of work done?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the process been like for this offense? The first couple of days, sounds like the defense went out maybe a little bit, but you feel like the offense is catching up?
Yeah, we gonna do what we do. It's a good team. It's a great team. We plan to be great, so we working day by day. Offense win one day, defense win one day. We just compete, getting each other better.
Yeah, it seems like there's a ton of competition, especially the wide receivers and the defensive backs. How fun is that, and how much better does that make you when you have that kind of competition?
I love it. Like, that's what I live for. I want somebody to talk to me, make me better, and I also want to make them better. So after every rep, after practice, we talk about it, like what I did wrong, what they did wrong. And they're just for the whole group, receiver group and DB group. We always talk to each other.
Yeah, it seems like, a couple practices I watch, you might talk a little trash, but then afterwards you guys are close and getting along. So how important is that for a team that you have guys that you can maybe battle it out, it gets a little heated, but then off the field you're back to being buddies and brothers?
I mean, that's what brothers do, really. So, like, say, for instance, you got a sister, y'all argue and fight, then at the end of the day, that's still your sister, you love them, and you take care of them. So that's how I look at things, and that's how all of us look at things. We're a brotherhood, and we just want to be great, win win games.
Also seems like the ball is going around to a lot of different guys. How have you seen that with so many weapons for the quarterbacks to throw the ball around to?
Oh, that's good. I love that. Like, that's what we want. We want to air the ball out. Also, we want to run when we want to. So we block and we catch. So that's what we do.
What about just overall the installing of this offense? How do you feel like that's progressed so far?
Oh, that's pretty good. I'm learning it very well. Everybody learning it very well. We just got to help the incoming freshmen to learn it so we all can be one.
What needs to happen now? I mean, you guys have week 1. What's the goal for week 2?
I don't even look for week 2. We go day by day.
Why is that message important?
Because day by day you get better and better. Don't look in the future. If you go take care of what you do today, you go take care of it in the future.
Awesome. Appreciate your time.
Yes, ma'am.
There it is again, Greg, that day by day, just win today. We're not looking at any further than what we got to do today.
Boy, they're reading the message right? I mean, and that's a good sign. They're all kind of on the same page right now. I like that.
And it's not just, sometimes you might hear a different message between the offense and the defense, but it's across the board. These players are saying that and bringing it up even when you're not asking about that. That's what, they go back to that message. So it's definitely being, and I don't know, it seems like it's a player message too, but it sounds like it's something that's being brought up in the locker room, that it's not even just about the coaches and the coaches saying that to them, that the players are telling each other that, hey, we got to go win today. But you love his enthusiasm. You can tell he really likes his team and being here at Nebraska. I mean, he is fired up about what he's been able to do so far.
You just listened to Mickey Joseph when we had Mickey on a few weeks ago in our position breakdowns, talk about the guys he played behind at LSU. I mean, those are like all-pro wide receivers that were there ahead of Trey.
Yes, yeah. No, and he talked about how much he learned from them and had to wait his turn and had to learn, and now he's trying to be that here and also lead and be, a guy that helps those younger guys along in the same way that those guys did for him.
Very good. Let's head to the phones. Tim in Minnesota joining us next year on Sports On. Good evening, Tim.
Good evening. Well, I have something in some respects don't want to think about, but that ad that they had at UNL and Homeland Security brought back something that's kind of been in the back of my mind for last several weeks. I remember, sometime during the summer, you guys had the equipment guy, someone on, when they were talking about all the logistics and everything, and the military or stuff or whatever, and the bad guys, especially, people you think of from the Middle East or whatever, it's kind of under the radar. You don't hear as much about it maybe in the news right now, but I know that this is something that they would love to take advantage of and stuff, especially if it maybe seems like our guard is down. And I know you don't want to tip off the enemy, but at the same time, and I'm sure things are being done, but to the degree that it can be shared or disclosed, I'm kind of wondering, I'd be interested in knowing what they're doing specifically to avert that.
All right. That's a good thought. Maybe we get somebody from security on and come talk about security on game days. And, man, Tim, you went a dark place there about being safe at games and sporting events, and I think everybody holds their breath. But I know UNL takes that pretty seriously, and they have people stationed throughout the stadium on a game day and all those type of things. But, yeah, let's hope something like that doesn't happen somewhere. But, yeah, it was a great chat with Jay Terry earlier this summer talking about all the logistics of taking all that stuff over to Ireland. It's going to be a big plane. They're going to need to get all the gear because they're going to practice over there for a couple of days. So they got to take all their practice gear, which usually is on a semi truck to make its way to a visiting stadium.
Yeah, and they're dealing with not being in a football stadium, in a football locker room. They're having to basically transform a soccer
into a football locker
soccer stadium and all of that. So a lot of things that they're having to do. They've got their work cut out for them, but I know they've been over there and they are going to do everything they can to make it feel normal as much as possible when they take the field.
I do not envy those guys. They're going to work their tails off getting this thing packed there, packed again over there, and bring it back, and they're going to be exhausted by the time we get back.
Yes, they are. They absolutely are.
Yeah. Let's go back to the phones again. Let's go to Grand Island. Chris, you're up next here on Sports Island. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you guys doing?
Good.
My question for you, Greg. With USC and UCLA coming in the conference in 2024, how is the Big Ten going to realign the conference?
Yeah, I think divisions are going to go away. I think we've heard a lot about pods, putting teams into 4-team pods where you play those 3 teams every year and then try to work in the rest of your schedule. But nothing's set in stone yet, but that's kind of, I think, the direction they're leaning. We talked about this a few weeks ago, Jessica, that because we're so far west, we might be with those LA schools.
Well, and it's hard to even speculate at this point what those pods will look like because they might be adding more teams.
We may not be done.
So, we've heard reports that looking at multiple teams, Notre Dame, obviously, if they called up the Big Ten, said, hey, so you can maybe pick it out. Hey, we think it's going to be Nebraska going with Minnesota or Iowa going with Nebraska to USC and UCLA. But then how do you factor in what if there's 2 more teams from the West Coast that get added in? Then that could make things shuffle around a lot. So I think probably the divisions do go away, but as far as the pods go, it's hard to even speculate until we know what the conference looks like with the exact teams.
So I think there's still a lot of uncertainty, although that's only 2 years away because they're going to be here in 24. So it's not like we have a lot of time for that all to get. But I think Jessica's right. I think the divisions are gone, but I think pods are something that could definitely happen moving forward. Greg in Michigan says, what will the travel roster size be for Nebraska going to Ireland? I think they're going to take the 110, but you can only dress 74 because it's a conference game. So some guys will get to go, and they should. If you're part of this team and you're out here practicing right now, you should be able to go. But I think conference rules, 74 is usually your roster for traveling.
So typically when you're going on the road, do you take 110 then you only take 75?
Only for a conference game. But they're going to have a huge plane. So these kids that are working out, practicing right now deserve to go.
And as we've heard, you heard Commissioner Warren talking about it. We've heard, the coaches and players. It's a chance of a lifetime for a lot of people to have, maybe not ever have a chance to go to Ireland again. And for me, I wouldn't have this opportunity if I wasn't working for Nebraska.
You've already been.
I know, but I'm saying, I wouldn't.
What do I need to see? What do I need to see when I'm over there?
Oh, there's a lot. We've got to figure out a way to go play some golf.
Whew. Think we have time to do that?
Oh, well.
I'd like to play at least 9 holes.
I was going to say, we got to find a way to play 9 over there because they have some great golf courses. But then you heard
who's a good golfer?
Oh, apparently Andrew. Apparently he's good at everything. But we had the Jameson ladies on the other day. If you missed that, that was awesome interview. That's a cool place. There's a Guinness, and then there's.
Yeah, I don't drink, so.
But you don't drink green beer? No, they don't do green beer over there. No, but it's also educational. You can go to these. They're world renowned for their tour of it. But there's also one of the places that the team's going to go is the Immigrant Museum, basically. Because there's so many ties to America from over there that you can go explore all the Irish, immigrants and how that affected really the whole world. And you can actually even meet with someone and they can help you find your Irish ties if you have an Irish background. All that. There's a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of cool museums, and then you can paddle boat on the what's the place called? I'm not very good. You sprung this on me and I forgot all the names of it.
Is there a river that
goes
through town?
It's a canal. Yeah, it's really cool. That's what we did.
Right.
We were paddle boating there.
Okay.
There's lots of cool things to do.
Cool.
I'm sure they'll have it all lined out for us.
More than 10,000 Husker fans are making their way over there. It's going to be a lot of red once we get over there and get closer to game day.
One of these days, I'll look up everything and try to remember everything, and we'll do a segment on what to do while you're over there.
I do plan on visiting a pub just to see what it's like, kind of experience.
We might be doing Sports Nightly live from a pub.
Could be. Very good. All right. I hope that helped everybody out there. 402-413-2400. The number for you to dial us up with a comment or question. That is our Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto family. Shop Woodhouse first. 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, buy online at woodhouse.com. More of the show coming up.
Discover the pinnacle of American automotive design with the all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair is your Wagoneer certified dealer, delivering an experience to match the premium quality of your vehicle, making your choice easy. The all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer are equipped with state-of-the-art technology, a luxurious, expansive cabin, and confident capability you would expect from this legendary SUV. Visit us in-store or online at WoodhouseChryslerJeepDodge.com.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. Nebraska researchers are designing the next generation of roadside steel barriers through an industry partnership with Traffic's Devices. This partnership has produced the Delta Crash Cushion, a simplistic, effective way to keep drivers safe on highways. This barrier is vital for roadside safety and significantly improves the chances motorists will be able to walk away from roadside collisions.
In motion is Brewington. They snap it back, fake the handoff, looking to throw. They flip it out flat to Brewington, makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Well, that looked easy that time. Brewington came in motion, and instead of cutting down the block, kept out the flat, flipped it out to him for an easy 6 points.
Hey, Huskers fans, this Thursday, join us on Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 p.m. as we break down another Nebraska football fall camp practice report. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate. Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Save with low price lockdown from Hy-Vee. We've locked down prices on hundreds of your favorite everyday items. Prices are locked down for months and months on major leading name brands. The products that you like, the products that you want, and products that you'll want to stock up on. And all of the prices are locked down until we unlock them and lower them even more. Low price lockdown. Deals you can't beat anywhere. Only at Hy-Vee.
It's time to amp up the fun now during the Ford Summer Supercharged sales event. Just move on up. Get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged sales event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information. Just move on up.
How do you remember things? Post-it note, string around your finger, smartphone reminder? Whatever you do, remember Nebraska Pick 3 2x2 and My Day. 3 great Nebraska Lottery Lotto games that are all $1 per play with drawings every day. Nebraska Pick 3 lets you choose your own bet type. 2x2 has a $22,000 top prize. And with My Day, you choose a 6-digit date. Must be 19, please play responsibly. Oh, got a reminder. Produced Nebraska Lottery commercial. I'm all over that.
Husker Athletics offering a couple of cool ticket plans for the upcoming season. One's called the OU Plus 2 Mini Plan, a ticket to the Oklahoma game, 2 tickets to the North Dakota game, a couple of tickets to the Georgia Southern game, all that for $270. Or a Big Ten Mini Plan, 2 tickets to each of the Big Ten home games, Indiana, Illinois, Minnesota, Wisconsin. That is a $200 ticket. You can go put it together yourself by visiting huskers.com/tickets. 402-413-2400, the number to dot us up with a comment or question. Mark on our text line said, hey, I love that Westbrook reference from Mark Whipple. He must have big plans for Ramir. I think he does. I think Coach Whipple has been really impressed with Ramir. When he went back and broke down game film from last year, he mentioned in the little clip we played last hour that Ramir's their best back at picking up blitzes. He's their best receiving back. Ramir will have a role on this team.
Yeah, and I just think with Coach Whipple, he's going to be able to know as he's diving in, getting a game plan, the matchups that they can exploit and take advantage of. And when you have a running back that can do that, it is absolutely a nightmare for defenses. So, yeah, I mean, I think the way that we've heard him bragging about Ramir going back to the spring and what he did. And so I really, and Ramir's been a guy that's really stepped into the leadership role too. He's been vocal and trying to help lead this team too. I think he's a really, really good guy. I think he's deserving of playing time. I think he's going to take care of his business and do whatever he can, whatever the role might be, to help this team win.
No doubt. I think Ramir's always been a team player, and I just want nothing but success for him. And I think he has an outside shot of being a captain for this football team. We'll see. We should learn that here in a couple of weeks. How about Kyler Murray? Tested positive for COVID.
God, he's had a rough month or rough couple of weeks.
Need to study more film. Now he's got COVID.
Maybe he can study while he's got COVID.
They did tear that part of the contract up, I think. Is that
they
right?
did.
Yeah.
Well, it was not a good look on the Cardinals, however that got out.
No. Who leaked that? I want to know who leaked that. That would be, I think that'd be something fun to see. Did you see that the Dallas Cowboys are the franchise that is worth the most money of any professional franchise in North America? They've outdone the Yankees by about $600 million. The Cowboys, Jerry's team down there.
And they apparently only have one wide receiver right now that's got a touchdown pass. Did I see that right? There's a stat that I saw.
Is that right?
They, where is it? I don't know. I gotta find the stat. But the wide receivers, the depth now is not great for them.
The Dallas Cowboys, the most expensive franchise going in North America. They just bested the Yankees by a few $100 million. It's like $6-7 billion is what the Cowboys are worth. Not surprised by that. The average NFL franchise is worth $4.1 billion. That is just mind-blowing.
And they don't even win that. You know, they haven't won a Super Bowl in how long? And they're just, man.
They're America's team, Jessica.
Well.
Right, guys? Nope.
Yeah, here it is. CeeDee Lamb is now the only active wide receiver on the Cowboys roster with an NFL touchdown reception in his career.
Cowboys may have a tough week. We've got an NFL game Thursday night, preseason football, the Hall of Fame game, Jacksonville and Las Vegas. Let's go to the no, we're not ready to go to the phone yet. Bill's talking to Tim. So while they do that, maybe let's step aside and get a break in. Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, it's the law. Back to wrap up the show. We'll have our weekend winners coming up next as well.
You can be in Memorial Stadium for the Oklahoma football game with the new limited availability OU Plus 2 ticket plan. For $270, you have a ticket to the Huskers versus Oklahoma game, 2 tickets to North Dakota, and 2 tickets to Georgia Southern. Also available is a Big Ten plan with a ticket to Indiana, Illinois, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. 4 Big Ten games in Memorial Stadium for only $200. Purchase right now at huskers.com/tickets.
In motion is Brewington. They snap it back, fake the handoff, looking to throw. They flip it out the flat to Brewington, makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Well, that looked easy that time. Brewington came in motion, and instead of cutting down the block, kept out the flat, flipped it out to him for an easy 6 points.
Hey, Huskers fans, this Thursday, join us on Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 p.m. as we break down another Nebraska football fall camp practice report. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Did you ever buy something and get more than you expected? Emeritus offers insurance, employee benefits, and financial services, but we deliver so much more. The comfort of a human voice when you need it, the confidence of flashing a beautiful smile, the relief that your family can keep living the life they love, the serenity of knowing you've planned well and can enjoy life. That's what we really deliver. We call it fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services, and much more.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. The university has a new undergraduate business and law major. Students majoring in business and law are learning to use legal knowledge to better solve business challenges. They are also gaining skills in regulatory compliance, financial services, securities regulation, and corporate social responsibility. Upon graduation, they will boost the state's talent pool in these critical areas of expertise.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
It's time to amp up the fun now during the Ford Summer Supercharged sales event.
Just move on up.
Get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged sales event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information.
Just move on up.
Time to see what's on tap, presented by Bud Light. We'll have our first Husker contest coming up on Sunday. Husker soccer will be up in Omaha to take on the Mavericks at 6 o'clock. They'll then have a home exhibition next week before they start their regular season. The red-white scrimmage for Husker volleyball coming up on the 20th of this month at 6 o'clock at the Devaney Center. And then Husker football launches their season on the 27th in Ireland against the Northwestern Wildcats. It's an 11:30 a.m. kick here. Pre-game coverage with Husker Game Day begins at 7:30. As I mentioned in the last segment, the Hall of Fame game, first preseason game in the NFL, is Thursday night. The Raiders and the Jacksonville Jaguars will take place. That's what's on tap, presented by Bud Light. Let's go to the phones. Bill in Portland, Oregon's up next. Good evening, Bill.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about this USC and UCLA's move to the Big Ten and everything. Of course, I think it's a done deal. I don't think anything will block that. It concerns UCLA. The governor of California wants to know why UCLA didn't contact the University of California Regents when they made their decision to move to the Big Ten. And they've also been requested to state what benefit this will have towards their student athletes, and most importantly, they want to know how UCLA can make this move concerning the fact that it might damage University of California athletics. And I don't know. First of all, I understand that UCLA, first of all, it said flat out they had a $102 million deficit in their athletic budget, and that was primarily one of the big reasons for this. And also, in terms of sort of helping not being a detriment to the University of California athletics, I was thinking maybe they could do this. In 2 years, they won't be conference members anymore, but UCLA, for example, could just go ahead and have a game with Cal Berkeley every year as a sort of a non-conference game. That could also be for basketball, and not only that, some of the Olympic sports like volleyball, baseball, and like water polo and things like that.
Right. Hey, Bill, I got to let you go. We got some stuff to get to here. You know what? I don't really want to get in the weeds of California politics. I think the governor's trying to showboat himself. I don't think it's going to matter. UCLA is going to be a Big Ten school in 2 years. Would Cal maybe come along? Perhaps, but...
And you're talking about this type of money that's going to save lots of sports at UCLA that otherwise they were going to have to cut potentially, and so this is bringing in a lot of revenue that's going to help a lot of student athletes continue to play their sports at UCLA.
UCLA has millions and millions and millions and millions of reasons why this move makes sense for
almost $1 billion.
Them. Let's get into our weekend winners. Tim, lead us off.
Well, I got to go with Aaron Judge because this is a guy in baseball that's tearing it up right now. He's going for the AL MVP. He just hit another home run tonight, so he's up to 43. He's on pace for about 60, 67 home runs. And he's a pending free agent, so whether he signs with the Yankees again or not, he turned down an offer reported to be somewhere around $330 million. He's going to probably add $100 million plus to that offer and that value. And there was one stat through 101 games this past weekend. It was, I think, Saturday's game. His pace in Yankees history was greater than everybody. He was tied with Babe Ruth.
Having a great year
for home runs. Yeah, great to watch him play.
He's good.
Shout out to Nebraska softball. 11 Huskers named to the Easton NFCA All-America Scholar Athlete Team. 11. That is unbelievable. They had a team GPA average 3.653, which is the highest in the Big Ten Conference. And to be eligible for that, you have to have a 3.5 GPA or higher. So 11 players had higher than a 3.5 GPA.
That's phenomenal. That is phenomenal.
That is the definition of a student athlete right there.
Sure is. Andrew.
I'm going to pick up from Friday. I had said the 49ers were my losers. Now they're going to be my winners.
Wow.
I have they're signing a wide receiver, Deebo Samuels. He agreed to a 3-year contract worth up to $73.5 million. I think he's going to get his bag. He deserves it. He's a great, talented running back wide receiver, and I think he needs his money.
That's a big, big contract. A lot of talk that he was not going to be a Niner moving forward, but they got that done. I'm going with England. They won the Euro Women's European Championship with a victory over Germany 2-1 in front of a packed house at Wembley Stadium. Over 87,000 folks watched Chloe Kelly score the winner. How many girls are going to be called Chloe in England for the next 3 or 4 years?
Absolutely.
That'll be the most popular name. Great win for England. It's been a while since they've won the Euros. That's a huge soccer championship over there, and great for women's soccer to do it in front of that kind of a crowd over in England. On the other side of the pond, which is where we're headed in a couple of weeks with the Huskers. Tomorrow night's program, we're going to have some fun. Come on back with us tomorrow night. We'll recap day 2 of the volleyball media days in Chicago. Some other things on the docket for us tomorrow night as well. Our sports signing hotline tonight brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto family. Shop Woodhouse first, 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop finance. Buy online at woodhouse.com. Great to hear from Allie Batenhorst, also Trey Palmer, and we heard from Mark Whipple in hour number 1 as the offensive coordinator talked to the media for the first time since fall camp opened up. Thanks to Tim and Andrew, Jessica, and all of you for listening tonight. Have a great night. We'll do it again tomorrow.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hey, Husker fans, it's time to gear up for the season. So let's do it right. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and more. Shields has everything you need to show your Nebraska pride. Visit our fan shop online or in-store for the biggest and best brands in the game. You'll find the right gear to level up your team spirit with all the essentials for your pregame parking lot party. Shields, proud partner of Husker Athletics and football fans everywhere.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. During the summer of 2021, 3 UNL students helped safeguard cattle across the state. Neely Anderson, Tatiana Jones, and Ashton Commons developed secure beef supply plans that prevent the spread of disease outbreak. The plans protect nearly 850,000 cattle across our state and provide greater economic security for this vital industry.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up. Home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Huh. Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal, because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier